bark where there's no bark on the tree at all. And sometimes they would do it all the way around the tree, so it would kill the tree, it would girdle it. But they would collect that resin, just like maple syrup, and then they would take it and distill it into turpentine. And it was from what I understand, what I've read, it was a filthy, dirty job. And I got thinking a couple years ago, I thought, well, I wonder how they make turpentine now, because they don't do that now, they don't collect it from the trees. But what I found out was that when they make paper out of wood, you know, they chip the wood up and they soak it in chemicals to separate the fibers and make the paper out of the fibers. They drain the liquid off and they distill that into turpentine.
And this also is a transition area between longleaf pine, the natural stand of it, and then you start getting slash pine. The South Florida, they call it Dade County pine. It's a slash pine, Pinus eliota, and the eliota, and the variety is densa, and that's predominant in South Florida. It's more of a Caribbean type species, and it's more adapted to hurricanes.
Yeah, even back before the settlers came, there was not a lot of longleaf pine from about here south. It was mostly slash pine. From here up to just north of Tampa, it was kind of a mixture, and then from Tampa up in the southeastern states, it was all longleaf pine.
So as far as those two species are called, what would you call that area? The transition area.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Where they both live here.
It's an egatone for those two. If you're thinking in terms of just those species.
John, what kills pine trees?
Insects, fire, man, disease.
I'm just thinking, you've got some pines that are no longer, I mean, they're there, but they're dead.
Yeah,
Clearly
I
dead.
don't know. I mean, it could have been a disease, it could have been an insect, it could have been hurricanes.
A lot of these, quite a few of these were.
Let's hope it's not an insect.
Okay, good. I'm just thinking, you know, I'm thinking about my yard, and we found a pine tree, and the one next to it looks great, and that one is clearly dead.
Well, those of us who lived here in 2004, Hurricane Charlie topped a lot of pine trees. Just came out and snapped the top 20 feet out of it.
Well, you can think about it like us, Terry. Okay, there are a bunch of us standing here next week. There may be one left because somebody might be dead. I mean,
Thank you,
that
thank you so much.
Now, the way all,
So uplifting.
the way all these pine trees,
This grass that
you are, geez.
This grass that you see in here is kind of clumped. It looks like pieces of wire. It's wire grass, and it's very typical in a pine flatwoods uplands area. And that's what the cattle that the Spanish brought over, that's all they used to eat was that stuff. And it's not the most nutritious stuff in the world, but it's what helps the wildfires go when you have open places and you don't have all the saw palmetto. It provides good fuel for the wildfires to go through, but it's called wiregrass.
I thought I read somewhere that some of the cattle ate saw palmetto and were healthier because of it.
Yeah, they didn't have prostate issues.
Okay.
I don't know.
One thing you'll notice here, though, most of these wild grasses are clump grasses. A nice uniform growth of grass like we have in a lawn is the most unnatural thing in the world. We would all be far better off if we had 100 square foot of lawn and put the rest of the yard in shrubs, bushes, and clump grasses. We'd be having the ecosystem.
And for those of you who took the uplands course, you also learned about improved pasture as a part of an ecosystem, and it says improved because what they did was they got rid of all the native grasses and they planted Bahia grass with the cattle.
That's monoculture is rare and good thing. There's an exotic.
getting some Brazilian pepper in there.
See that bush over there with the red berries? Now you ought to know what that is. That's Brazilian pepper.
I want to go pull it right now.
Good luck. That's a native. I mean, that's an exotic and it's an invasive.
Got a hurt finger.
It was brought over in the.
Where is it? Too big. I see the berries.
He's got him.
Oh, way out there. Oh my God.
Make a lot of, shuffle your feet a lot, let the snakes know you're coming.
Already robbed.
out there. I got a shovel in the truck. We'll come back and get it. Yeah, I got
big around
yeah.
the base of a bunch about.
Oh, it probably burned off last year, and then that's just coming back from the burn. So it was really bigger than it looks like. Yeah. But I agree with you. It's nice to nice to get that out.
I wonder if this was still recording. Yep, it was.
Berries.